Afternoon, everyone, and welcome to episode 7 of my Sonic SatAM episode review series. And today I am reviewing the episode Sonic and the Secret Scrolls. Now, originally, if you watched it on ABC when it first originally aired, Sonic and the Secret Scrolls, to many of you and myself, excuse me, m- to many of you and myself, as I was saying, was the last episode of season 1. In other words, it was the season 1 finale. And there's many indications in this episode that tell you that it is the season 1 finale. I mean, towards the end, when that big wind tunnel blows Robotnik and Snively and the Swap Buns over the cliff, and Bunny, and one of the first things Bunny thinks is, Robotnik dead, she can't believe that. And then you have Robotnik climbing back up and then telling Snively that Sonic will pay for what he's done and, mock his words. That is an indication to me of a finale for the first season leading into the second season. Also, what makes me believe that this was the season 1 finale was the fact that they went to another place. They went into like an ancient city, almost a mystical, magical ancient city. I'm trying to think of the name. M- I think it's Maga or something like that. I can't. I think that's the name. I'm not really sure. But it's basically like an ancient city from the ancient times of Mobius. And the reason that Sally and the Freedom Fighters, along with Sonic as well, go to this ancient city is because they want to find the secret scrolls. The secret scrolls, according to what Sally said, tells Sonic, have the powers to help them defeat Robotnik. Although this is never emphasized or showcased in the following season, it is safe to assume they possibly used it during off season if you want to look at it that way. But the way they get to the city of Maga it's real is kind of unique because it's the first and only time you see this. At the beginning of the episode, Sonic's running around and he gets stopped sort of by Bunny and Tails, telling him he has a surprise. Telling them that they have a surprise for him, and Bunny of course saying it's going to put him on cloud 9. Now, when Sonic sees the surprise, he's not, he is surprised, but he's not really, like ooh, excited about it. He's more like, where did that come from? What the heck is that? And Sally and Rhoda tell him what it is. They say they built it from scratch, and it's called the Freedom Stormer, and it's going to help them fly, and that they're going to use it to fly to the city of Maga because Maga is on a huge cliff, on a huge mountainside, I guess, around Mobius or somewhere around that. Now, at first, Sonic is very reluctant about this. Sonic tells Sally in a typical season 1 fashion between the two, even though they care about each other. But I won't go there right now. Sonic tells Sally, "Hey, it's not gonna work, and even if it does, you're gonna be a sitting duck for the stealth bombers, and that even though you and even though and that even though you if you even if you fly low, Robotnik's radar will pick you up in a second, or a sonic second." Because Sally tells him, "Hey, we'll fly under the we'll low," and even though Sally says, "Hey, we can fly low under the radar. He won't catch us. He won't find us out." Wrong. For the first time ever, Sally is actually wrong about something because what happens is after they go through all the trials, as soon as they get to the city of Maga, as soon as they go through all the trials there, I mean, they got to go through a lot of different tests, if you will, to prove their worthiness to discovering to gaining the scrolls. First, because the thing is, they got to find a lot of, first thing they do, like I said, they got to go through a lot of tests. One of the first tests they do is I think they have to find a chair. They find this chair, and once they do, it blasts them up over a wall. Now, I can't remember what the other tests are. But Basically, they just got to go through all these tests, and finally, when they get to the tunnel, get to the temple where the scrolls are, the final test, one of the final tests, is spirit. And spirit basically meaning that together they can figure out which is the real scrolls and which are not. And of course, they find out it's the scrolls on, well, I guess if you look at it either way, it's the scrolls on your left that are the right scrolls. And of course, they are correct, they gain the scrolls. And then the next test is courage. And wouldn't you believe it, it's just as soon as Sally says the final test is courage, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, here's Robotnik and his SWAT bots along with Snively telling, kind of surprising everybody, and then telling Sally to give him the scrolls. Basically saying, hey, give me the scrolls and no harm will be done, just do what they say. And of course, this leads into the typical Robotnik, Sonic, kind of freedom fighter deal. Sonic, buys Sally and the others time to get away with the scrolls. Robotnik seeks this this kind of like homing spy orb, something like a infrared spy orb on a spy eye, whatever you want to call it, on Sonic, in which he cannot shake. Until finally he does meet up with the others, and Sally comes up, of course, with a plan that'll help out. And that plan is to use the wind tunnel, which has been introduced to us earlier in the episode. Earlier in the episode, where Sonic had to basically run everybody, basically had to grab everybody, have everybody grab onto each other, including him, and run into basically a wall of invisibility that should keep them safe, sort of getting out of the wind, sort of giving them shelter. But getting back to what I'm saying, Sally comes up with a plan to basically get rid of the spy orb, as well as try to get away with the scrolls. And like I said, it involves the wind tunnel. So what happens is that Sonic goes into the wind tunnel. They kind of count down and time it as to when the wind will come up. And as soon as it happens, Sonic grabs onto a power ring. And as soon as it happens, Sonic, still kind of sitting in like a little cubbyhole that she ironically found in the wind tunnel, waits for the wind to kind of blow Robotnik and Sweet Snively and the SWAT bots out of range, grabs the power ring he has, and basically uses the power ring to fight against the wind, and thus prevail. In which he tells everybody that Robotnik is history, or at least they think he is until the end, like I said. And at the end, which is kind of funny, if you want a good laugh, Sally is asking Sonic if he's going to come back with them this time on the Freedom Stormer. And of course Sonic says, hey, I'll do it on one condition. Sally's afraid to ask what the condition is, but she does. And Sonic says, I get to fly the plane. And that's what happens. Sonic flies the plane in his own unique way. And like I say, we end it with Robotnik and Snively coming back up, with Robotnik swearing Sonic is going to pay for what he did. Overall, I have to say it was a good episode, and if it was the finale to Season 1 of Sonic SatAM, it was a good season finale. Like I said, they never really showcased of what the Skrulls' powers were in the second season. I don't know why. I wish they did. But overall, it was a good episode. I give it, an 8 out of 10. And for a good finale, if it was. And that's all I could say for Sonic and the Secret Scrolls. If you got any comments, just leave them on my page. And I hope you enjoyed episode 7 of Sonic SatAM Reviews. This is Brian saying God bless. Take care.